Perhaps you've been riding on Zwift and you've seen this banner come up telling you that there's an upgrade available, and you're wondering what it's all about. This video is a comprehensive guide to Zwift's bike upgrades. Let's get right to it. You can now upgrade every bike on Zwift in 5 stages for improved aerodynamics, reduced weight, increased drivetrain efficiency, earning 5% more drops, and earning 5% more XP. To upgrade a bike, you must complete qualifying kilometers or meters climbed or hours ridden. And after you've met those qualifications, then you must buy the upgrade using drops. For each succeeding stage, the qualifications go up. And similarly, for each succeeding upgrade stage, the number of drops goes up. And higher classification bikes have higher qualifications and higher drop prices. It all sounds a bit confusing, but it will all make sense to you by the time you finish watching this video. For the purpose of bike upgrades, Zwift has placed each bike in a category. Distance, and that includes most road bikes, all gravel bikes, and all mountain bikes. Climbing bikes, that's a small number of road bikes. And a duration category, which is all time trial bikes. And within each category, a bike is classified as entry-level, mid-range, or high-end. Again, this sounds a bit confusing, but it will soon make sense to you. Fortunate for us, Zwift Insider has prepared a table including every bike on Zwift, identifying the category and the level of each bike. I've included the web page URL on this slide, and I'll also include it in the video description. Now, the upgrades are different depending on whether it's an entry-level bike, a mid-range bike, or a high-end bike. The first 3 upgrade stages are the same for all categories. The first upgrade is aerodynamics, the second upgrade is weight, and the third stage upgrade is drivetrain efficiency. But the 4th and 5th upgrade stages are different. For the entry-level bike, the 4th stage is an increase in drops, a 5% increase in drops, and the 5th stage is a 5% increase in XP. For the mid-range bike, the 4th stage is a further improvement in aerodynamics, and the 5th stage is the 5% increase in drops. And for the high-end bikes, the 4th stage is a further increase in aerodynamics, and then the 5th stage, a further reduction in weight. So the qualifications for distance bikes, as you might imagine, it's kilometers ridden. For climbing bikes, it's meters climbed. And for duration or time trial bikes, it's hours cycled. I've prepared these 2 charts for distance bikes. The left-hand chart is the qualifications for entry, mid-range, and high-end bikes. And the right-hand bar chart is for the number of drops by stage. So for entry-level bikes, stage 1 qualification is 25,000 kilometers, and stage 5 qualification is 220 kilometers, for a total of 800 kilometers. For high-end bikes, the first stage requires 200 kilometers, the 5th stage 440 kilometers, for a total of 1,600 kilometers. For drops for entry-level bikes, the first stage will cost you 25,000 drops, and the last stage will cost you 150,000. Yes, 150,000 drops, for a total of 400,000 drops. Now, I hope you're sitting down. Here's the drops required for high-end bikes. It goes from 100,000 drops for stage 1 to 750,000 drops for stage 5, for a total of 1,900,000 drops. That's a lot of drops. Again, Zwift Insider has provided us with tables for all the qualifications and costs for distance-based bikes, duration-based bikes, and elevation or climbing-based bikes. Thanks to Zwift Insider. Again, I'll provide a link in the video description. Now, when you go to your garage and click on a bike, it'll show you what stage you're at and how many kilometers or meters or hours are required to qualify for that stage, and how many of those qualifying requirements you already have. Let's have a closer look. So this is for the Zwift Carbon bike. You can see the stage is at 0 of 5, and there are 5 locks. And it says, ride this frame for 100 kilometers to unlock the Aero upgrade. And here it shows 0 of 100 kilometers have been completed. Here's another bike that I've been riding a lot, the Giant TCR Advanced SL. I've completed 4 of the 5 upgrades, and I've completed the requirements for the 5th and final upgrade. It'll cost me 250,000 drops. Now here's a demo of upgrading my Giant TCR Advanced SL to stage 5. First, I'll click on the garage icon in the top right-hand corner of the game home screen. And now I'll click on frame. And I'm ready to upgrade the frame to stage 5 for 250,000 drops. So I'll click on that 250,000, and then it will ask me if I'm ready to upgrade, and I'll click on upgrade. And then it tells me the upgrade's been installed. Let's go. And now you can see that the bike is at stage 5 out of 5. And that's it. The bike's at the maximum level. Now, how much of an improvement are these upgrades giving us? Well, thanks again to Zwift Insider. They've provided data which compares a bike at stage 0 or before any upgrades to a bike at stage 5. This is for a 1-hour ride at 4 watts per kilogram. Now keep in mind, there are very few of us indeed who can ride for an hour at 4 watts per kilogram. So these improvements are, for most of us, really exaggerated. So let's look at a road bike on a flat route. The improvement from no upgrades to stage 5 upgrades is 28 seconds. And on a climbing route, there's an improvement of 37 seconds. For a climbing bike, on a flat route, 22 seconds, and on a climbing route, 60 seconds. And finally, for a time trial bike on a flat route, an improvement of 50 seconds, and on a climbing route, an improvement of 26 seconds. Again, keep in mind, this is for a rider at 4 watts per kilogram. So for most of us, these improvements are a lot higher than we can reasonably expect to get for ourselves. Now, one very special note, you must purchase each stage upgrade before you will begin accumulating qualifying kilometers, meters, or hours for the next upgrade stage. So in this example, stages 1, 2, and 3 have been purchased, and the qualifications have been met to purchase stage 4. But until such time as that upgrade is purchased, the rider will not be accumulating qualifying kilometers, meters, or hours for the 5th stage. So just keep that in mind. Now, here are my conclusions about bike upgrades on Zwift. If you race, by all means, upgrade your best bike for marginal gains. If you do not race, upgrading really is optional. For most of us, the performance gains are limited. For drops, yeah, you can get a 5% increase on an entry-level bike or a mid-range bike. On the other hand, if you do pace partner rides, you can increase your earnings up to 2.5 times. For XP, on an entry-level bike, you can get a 5% increase. But then you can ride the Tour of Watopia and get 2 times the number of XP. And there are other special events during the year where you can earn double XP. When you fully upgrade your bike, there is no visual change to the bike at all. So only you will know that you've got the upgrades. On the other hand, if you have tens of millions of unused drops, well, why not? And this is another Zwift gamification incentive for us to keep riding on Zwift. Now for a very special upgrade topic, Halo bikes. There are 4 very special bikes that you can earn on Zwift with bike upgrades. But the requirements are out of this world, just as the bikes are. There's a Pinarello Espada, a time trial bike, a Specialized Project 74, a Cannondale R4000 roller bike, and a special Zwift concept bike. These bikes are out of this world, and so are the qualification and drop prices for them. To buy a Halo bike, you must fully upgrade 3 bikes of the same brand just to qualify to purchase one of the Halo bikes. And the purchase price is 10 million, yes, 10 million drops. And here are the stage qualification. For distance bikes, starts at 550 kilometers all the way to 2,680 kilometers, a total of 8,000 kilometers for all 5 stages. For duration bikes, starts at 20 hours up to 60 hours for stage 5, a total of 200 hours. And now let's look at these staggering prices. For stage 1 upgrade, 400,000 drops, up to 5 million drops for stage 5. For all 5 stages, a total of 10 million drops. That's a lot of drops. But I guess if you've done all that riding, you're pretty sure to have earned 10 million drops or more. So if you see anyone on a Halo bike, why, that's a serious Zwift rider. Kudos to them. Ride on. I hope you found this comprehensive guide on Zwift bike upgrades helpful. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel Endurance Sweat, and click on that notification bell. Until next time, train hard and have fun.